Thanks for joining us on another video today. Today we are going to be discussing and installing actually a Kenaurd, right there, electronic deadbolt. It's actually a quick set keyway. It's in their satin silver, satin nickel is what they call it. Anyway, this is an electronic deadbolt, Kenaurd brand, and Kenaurd is a brand, I think it's one of the two house brands that UHS Hardware sells. So UHS Hardware is one of our sponsors as well. So if you're interested in any door hardware, check them out. Anyway, today we're gonna unbox the Kenaurd electronic deadbolt and we're gonna install it. And then we're gonna rate it based off how it works and usability and functionality and features and everything. We're gonna test it out for you and then give you our thoughts. So let's go ahead and open it up. Right off the bat, you see right here, it says Touch Bolt, the Smart Touch Experience. Take that out, take that off. There's the front, okay. Standard tailpiece out of the back and a wire, okay. This one is in quick set keyway. You can get it in Schlage or quick set keyway, and I believe you can get them in the oil rub bronze color as well. I'm not sure if it comes in any more colors than that. You got your instruction packet. Your box here, which comes with 2 keys. And this is for the frame side, so we're not gonna use that. This is all your screws and your latch. And I wonder what this is for. This is like 2 little stickers, 2 little dots. 2 little silver dots. I wonder if they're supposed to cover screw holes or something. Anyway, we'll see what that's for a little later. So put that aside. And then in here you have the rest of the unit. That's the back side of it. It actually is pretty solid. It feels like it's good quality for sure. So I'm gonna set these all down here and then we'll put it on this stand here. It says quick set and it has Kivo on it, but it's the only one I had available. So open up the screw pack first, because first thing you do on any deadbolt installation is you put in the latch first. So here's your latch. Okay, right away you can tell it's expandable from 2 3/4, 2 3/8 to 2 3/4. So it'll do commercial and residential back set, so it'll fit on both doors. So that's a plus. I hate it when you get a lock that it only does residential, only does commercial, because then you're kind of stuck and you don't usually realize it until you've already sold it to somebody, and then you're like, oh no, I can't do this. So small little feature, being able to switch the latch to commercial residential is a huge plus. So I'll stick this in right there. So it's squared on the edge here. This is only this is only for demo purposes. Usually I would chisel this out around here to make this round a square so this will fit in better, but we should be able to get it done without having to do that. So let me go ahead and grab this and screw in these 2 screws. All right. Okay. That worked. Let's go around the curves just like that. All right, so there's your latch. Next thing, I guess I could follow the instructions. So let's see here. I don't really need to, it's pretty self-explanatory, but wow. Limited 25 years mechanical and 1 year electronic warranty. 25 years mechanical, wow, that's pretty impressive. The reason why it's so impressive is that the price point on this is just a little over $100. It's a pretty good deal, actually. Wow, didn't expect to see that, but 25 year mechanical and 1 year electronic warranty. Electronics will probably go out well before the mechanical will, so. But anyway, good to know. So I have that. I have 2 different instructions here. One's in a different language. Actually, maybe there's multiple different languages. Let's see. This one, user guides, has both languages on it. Okay, what is this? Okay, all right. So, here's your programming instructions, basic settings, advanced settings. It tells you what every little indicator means, every little sign means. Speaking of that, okay. So yeah, it breaks down everything for you. Tells you what under the battery cover, what those little buttons are on the back. I like that they give you a quick overview. Then they tell you quickly how the main functions are and then how to do your programming. And then how to do factory reset as well. So yeah, this has some good information on it. Let me make sure I'm not missing any basic things first. It gives you the default programming code to get in here. Looks like it has 25 code capacity, and you could do between 4 to 8 digits on those codes. So it will take 25 codes and you can do 4 to 8 digits on each code. It says here, it also has a feature where you touch the screen and it locks as well. So, okay. I'm gonna set this aside here real quick and we'll go into putting the lock in. So first things first, the outside. Take that off just so it looks a little better. Okay, so you get your wire, untangle your wire. Then you have your tailpiece. Anybody that installs locks knows on a deadbolt, you turn the tailpiece away from the direction it needs to throw. So if it's going on like this, I make sure it's fully turned away so that it has room to throw the bolt out. If I already have it cocked and loaded that way, it can't go any farther and push the bolt out. So you have to time it all the way away from the latch, which it is. I'm gonna stick the wire underneath the latch. If I can get it going there. There we go. And then the tailpiece will go in there. Perfect. Okay, so that's how it looks. It's a real low profile too. This is actually the interior of an older lock. So it's pretty small, low profile, it's clean looking. I'll turn it around here, and then I have my next plate. So you can tell that this sticks out, so obviously it needs to go inside that hole there. So I'm gonna take this and bring the wire through this little square. There you go. Yep, and that's the standard there. And then I'm probably going to need my 2 long screws here to hold the plate on to the main lock. You never want to fully tighten it down either. You want to get it just about there and then leave it so you have room to kind of shift things over, because when you're trying to line up screws, you want it almost to where you can't move it, but not quite. All right, so now that I got that in, tighten it down, tighten it down. Okay, outside, inside. Next, it does not come with batteries, so I will say it does not come with 4 batteries, but we're ahead of the game. We got batteries, but it did not come with them. You need 4 AA's. So this is the other part. I took the cover off, which just slides off. Oh, there's even a little cheat sheet underneath here, which is pretty cool, of how to do your programming. So if you can't find your programming instructions, here's your little cheat sheet. So I don't know if you can zoom in on that, but it's pretty detailed. I'll give you a second. And this is what the inside of this looks like, just in case. Good? All right. So I'm gonna take this here. This cable right here needs to plug into this little port and slide it right into place. Cool, that's in place. Now, you want to be away because the bolt has to be turned this way to throw it because the bolt comes out here. So I just want to make sure I line this up so that this can go over the tailpiece. Okay, keep it like that. And then I believe this little hook right here is probably for the wire. So you want to kind of bring that and hook it there and then set it over. Come on. For some reason, there we go. Okay, so now that that's on, usually these short little screws, these little tiny little nubby ones, are what's gonna hold this onto it, and it holds it onto it right where those are. See those 2 little holes? Okay, so I'm gonna put this right back like it was. Put that on, everything's good. I'm gonna see if I can get this still. Okay. All right. Perfect. Then I get this one here. Perfect. All right, coming together. Very easy install, by the way. They even gave you an extra. Looks like they gave you, I'm not sure if that's extra yet, we'll see. But as of now, it looks extra. Oh wait, there's one at the bottom. This they gave you an extra of, this is needed. So then you take your little medium size one right here at the bottom. Done. And then, get some batteries. And put these batteries in here. I've never installed one of these before, never even touched one of these before actually, so. Slides over the case like so. Now it's installed. Let's check if the manual mechanical part works. Yeah, works fine. Okay, anyway. All right, so now that we got that installed, there's 3 indicators that you can't see up top here. Like there's one, that red light. You can't see them up there, but they light up whenever they're needed. But on this paperwork here, it shows that there's 2 different dots and a different indicator up top. One of them is up top here, which you can't see right now, but if there's a red light, it represents an incorrect entry or the unit is in programming mode. Yellow light flashes when the batteries are low, and a green light represents a correct entry. So green, accepted code; red, denied code; yellow, batteries are low, you need to replace them. So, and it's not gonna lose your memory either when the batteries run out, and it will warn you for a while before it goes out. So that's what those colors are for. Inside the back of the battery cover, it says here that there's press set button for 1 second to enter programming mode. So you have this big red button right here to program. So if you want to program, that's what you use. So right now, let's see if it came with any default stuff here. Okay, it says the default programming code is 1 through 8. So programming code can be used to program or unlock the lock set. Okay, so it should be able to unlock it. Let's test it. Is it pound or something after it? Nope, let's try it again then. So, I don't know if that accepted it or not. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Step 1, that's not it. This is just an overview, how to program the lock set, which is where I'm at now. Change programming code, delete individual users. So I want to make sure the code works first of all. So I don't know if you have to enter the code, then hit pound. So it kind of doesn't start off right there. Let's see here. Oh, this also has an auto lock feature, which is good to know because that's very important. A lot of customers ask about that for us. Yeah, so you can set this to automatically lock back. Anyway, it's not how to add a new user code, can I delete? I'm trying to look in here to see what like step 1, if they give me like a spot to say, hey, for your first time, enter your code, but it's not saying that. So user code can be used to unlock the lock set user code. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I gotta see if I can get that code to open the lock. It's supposed to work even though it's a programming code. Now the problem is when I touch the screen to hit 1 right now, it makes that weird noise before it even wakes up. Well, that's weird. Interesting. Now it's acting a little choppy here. Some of these also have a handing that you have to do so it knows which way it's throwing the bolt, but I don't see any instructions for that, which is what I'm looking for right now. So there's nothing else in the box. I've got this here. Okay. Well, there's all your install stuff there, which we figured that out. Oh, here it goes. Note, the lock set will perform automatic bolt direction determination. The product is ready for use when automatic bolt direction determination is completed. enter default programming code, and the lock will set up bolt direction to complete installation. So it says it's enter 1 through 8, so. Okay. That's really weird. I don't know what it's doing right now, it's acting funky. Let me take this out of here real quick. Let's take the battery out, reset it real quick. I'll take them all out just to make sure. All right. Touch the screen, draw out the capacitors. Okay, let's try this again. The install was super easy. The programming is looking a little weird as of now, but let's see what happens. Yeah, so I didn't miss anything in here. You install it, everything's here. And then right here it says install the batteries and perform automatic bolt direction determination. Enter default programming code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the lock will set up bolt direction to complete installation. Okay, so my thing is right now, if I go to hit 1, it does that, which I don't know what that is or why it's doing that. And now it's doing this. That was weird. There we go. That was weird. It was like almost like it was wanting me to touch the buttons to kind of get it synced. So I think they say you can relock it like that too. There we go. So that's your relock. You just touch your hand like that. That's already locked, so it's not going to work now. But see how it does that? See they're disappearing? That's weird. I wonder if that's to avoid accidental. Okay, so it's locked right now, right? So if I go 1, 2, 3. Okay, no pound key needed or anything. It's probably gonna auto lock. Let's see here. Let's see if it gives you, so you can add user codes, delete them. You can do a single use user code that can only be used once to unlock the lock set. That's actually a really cool feature. So if you have like a house sitter or something, they got one shot, they got a code, you give them one time, they get in the house and then they leave and that code doesn't work anymore. That's actually a really cool feature and that's not common on some of these other ones. So that with the auto lock feature and the price point is so far so good. One of the things that I'm having right now though is the issue with what was that stuff that it was showing me and why is it acting a little funky? So it says single user code, and then you have guiding code is a set of random codes to be entered prior to any user code to prevent code probing. Ah, that's what that was. Okay, so it says guiding code, which is what that was. It says is a set of random codes to be entered prior to any user code to prevent code probing by placing fingerprints on every button, making code discovery more difficult. So basically what they're doing is, because if I keep entering every day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're gonna have wear marks on those numbers constantly, and all the other numbers will be clear, right? So what they do is sometimes you'll go to touch a button, and then it's like, hey, before you, well, right now I need to lock because it's not locked, but like right now, see how it wants me to do that? It's making me put wear marks basically on different spots that I normally wouldn't do before I enter my code to open the lock. See, so that's what that is. I wonder if you can get rid of that though. Let's find out. Yep, you sure can. It says press set for 1 second. I don't know what set is. Well, if I go up here, it'll tell me. Press set for 1 second. I don't know what that means. Press set for 1 second. Programming code 4 through 8. Press set. Yeah, I don't know what it means, press set. Is that the set button on the back? Yep, that's what it is. Should say press set button instead of just press set. I don't know what that means. So set button, because up here it says set button is right there. So you're gonna press the set button for 1 second to enter programming mode. And then it tells you where to refer down here. So let's get rid of that guiding code thing, that weird thing that kind of confused me with just random numbers. So I'm gonna lock it back. Right? And then it has that guiding code thing on here. So if I go to enter code, it's like, nope, do this first. It doesn't matter what order you do it in, they just want you to touch, right? And then you can enter in your code. Perfect. I'm gonna lock that. We can change it. Okay, so let's get rid of that real quick. Let's just test how to get rid of that. Press set for 1 second. So it wants this. So I'm gonna press this for 1 second. Then I'm gonna enter the programming code, #22#, and to turn it off, £0. It tells you right here what to do. So I'm gonna press set for 1 second. Cool. Programming code, which is 1 through 8. Okay, then #22#, £0. I think we might be good now. Okay, now I shouldn't have to do that anymore. I should just wake it up and then perfect. Okay, so I got rid of that little guiding, it's called guiding code, which I've never seen that on here either. So the guiding code, the single use code, and the auto lock feature. Those are very important, good features. That's gonna be on some of the pluses of this. So far, so good. I'm actually pretty impressed. So let's get rid of that. You got a vacation mode, there's a vacation mode too. So you can put it in which temporarily disables all user codes. So that's interesting until you come back and disable that. Turn on, off door lock operation volume. Okay. You can turn off the sounds if it's annoying you. Auto lock is disabled by default. So let's go ahead and enable the default and make sure it works. Oh, cool. So auto lock, you can activate, deactivate. Default auto lock delay timer is 10 seconds. Auto lock delay timer can range from 10 to 99 seconds. So you can say, hey, I want it to relock, but 99 seconds later. Or I want it to relock, but 10 seconds later, or anywhere in between. So that's cool. Let's try to activate that real quick and make sure it works like it's supposed to. Come over here, I press the set button for 1 second. Okay. Now let's go into the auto lock. Let's activate it. Okay. And then we're gonna £0. And then I want it on, so £1. Should be good now. Now it should be set to 10 seconds, which means I believe it should lock back in 10 seconds then. So we'll give it a couple seconds here to see if it relocks, but so far so good. Everything functions great, functioned just like it was supposed to. Well, move over Quickset and Schlage because this is pretty affordable and pretty good product. So I would say well done on UHS's behalf, or Kenaurd. I don't know how those companies are intertwined exactly, but very good product. It has a lot of good features and it was easy to install and it works exactly the way it's supposed to. What else can you ask for, right? So let's go ahead and do our review on this because it's done. I mean, your cap right here slides on. If you forget instructions, you've got it all right here. They actually made it where you can kind of pull it out and hold up and put it in a wallet if you wanted to. But anyway, product review time. What I do like about it, it's sturdy. Has not too bad of a look either, modern look. Great build, functionality, man, a lot of good features. The auto lock, see, the auto lock feature. You've got the vacation mode feature. You can disable auto lock. You can do 25 different codes if you wanted to. You can do the guiding code, which makes you type in those patterns prior to entering your code so that your wear marks on the screen is even instead of just only on the ones you're touching. It also has the single use code. And then you could also change the auto lock timer from 10 to 99 seconds, which is also a feature that most of them do not have. And the price point is just a little over $100. It's like 110 bucks, something like that. So, man, I'm giving it 5 stars, 5 padlocks, sorry. So let's give this 5 padlocks, and the reason being is all the features it has, the design, the usability, the functionality, the ease of installation. I mean, great job, actually. I didn't know what to expect, because sometimes you get some of these companies that'll send you them and they're kind of cheesy and they kind of work but don't work and kind of have the features that sometimes work but don't work. This went pretty flawlessly, and it comes in Schlage or Quickset keyways, so you can match it to your a has a couple different finishes as well. So yeah, well done UHS and Kenaurd. 5 padlocks for sure. We'll put some of the details in the description for you too if you want to go and look into this product some more. But thanks for tuning in. Auto lock feature. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the support. Hopefully this helped you out in selecting or at least knowing what electronic deadbolts do. But we appreciate the support as always. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or the bell icon for notifications. And don't forget we have 2 other YouTube channels, Guardian Safe and Lock and Udropreneur. And thanks for tuning in. We appreciate the support as always. Have a nice day.